Hi folks, how we doing? We are at Circuit de Ledenon, and this place is interesting. It seems to be up, down. There are like 4 corners that look exactly the same as another 2 corners, so you get completely lost if you don't know this place. Challenging circuit, let's leave it at that. So yeah, with that, let's crack on with the fast lap. Right then, fast lap done and dusted, and let me show you all of it here. Info tab for you, where you do fixed iRacing setup and a track temp of 83 Fahrenheit, which is relatively cool, not too bad. Moderate usage of 44% is what I always use for these track guys. Now the lap I'm going to show you is lap 42, my last lap. We had about, I think we had a couple of gallons left in the tank, so it's a little bit lighter. Reason being, I do believe that I can maintain this lap once I have some more practice. And also, this includes one massive mistake. This would have been by far my fastest lap had it not been for one huge mistake, which I will show you, and I will overlay another sort of better line to go through this complex of corners. It's actually the last hairpin of turns, wherever it will be, turn 11, turn 10, 11, got a completely wrong, went massively wide, as you obviously saw in the fast lap. And yes, I'll overlay another one when we get to that on the breakdown lap of how you should actually take this corner, because I think I lost about 3 or 4 tenths just in that one corner. So it's massively important. This is going to be very, very interesting because it is a tight little circuit. We're running in sort of the 1 minute teen lap times, and in a nutshell, a multi-class around here is going to be hilarious because it's going to be tight, it's going to be twisty. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm a little bit apprehensive. I think it'll be a quiet week. We're coming to the end of the season now. Don't think it'll be too popular, particularly the amount of issues I was having with the rear end of this car stepping out. This car likes to have the rear end step out all the time. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting week, put it that way. I'm kind of semi looking forward to it, semi not. There's my big mistake. Look how wide I'm going there. I will overlay a proper lap of that one. What else? OLAP, BLAP, telemetry replay file will all be in my Discord if you want to join on there as well, so you can see exactly what I've done. The telemetry for the whole session will be there as well. Just the replay for this lap though, telemetry for the whole session. Also using Garage61, which is an online telemetry tool, which is very, very useful to monitor lap time and compare it to your own, so you can see how much faster or slower you are than me. So very, very useful for comparing lap times. Not affiliate with them, just think it's a very, very good idea. Anyway, that is enough of me waffling. I've been waffling for far too long. So yeah, let's crack on with the breakdown lap. Right then, Ledenon, and turn 1 turns up out of nowhere, literally. You're using this very useful marshal post here on the right hand side that tells you what circuit you're at. Turn in nice and easy. Don't worry about hitting the apex curb, just brake just before you get it. Easy on the brakes through here. Let it get down to 3rd gear. A little bit of power at this point to keep the rear end and check around turn 2, and then brake again very, very gently, very cautiously around turn 3. You're trying to get a late-ish apex around here. You can cut the curb a little bit just there, but be careful about running wide because you will have to get around turn 4. So you can see they'll just about make it round there nicely. It's not too bad when you're on acceleration, but just be cautious if you do take a little bit more too much speed around turn 3. Brake in a nice straight line as soon as you see that white line. Now it's going to be tricky, this braking zone, because it is a very, very snug hairpin. So first gear around this one, use the camber of the corner to get into the apex and then get out of it. Full throttle all the way out. It's uphill, that's why I think first is a little bit better, just to give us a little bit of punch out the corner, and then bring the car over nicely to the right hand side. Straddle the white line, and we're looking for a braking point, which is about here, just as you sort of go over a really very, very slight crest. Again, Awkward little hairpin, nice late apex through here. Be careful about turning in too tight and be careful about feeding the power about the traction control stepping in and causing issues. So be cautious, use a little bit of the exit curve and you're absolutely fine. Now this turn 7 is absolutely flat out. Just don't make sure you don't cut it too much and you'll be golden. We're coming over a crest and into another downhill braking zone. See, this is very much like the hairpin before, but this is different. So start of the gravel trap on the left hand side is sort of our turning point. Graze the brakes on the way through. Try not to hit the apex curve, it's very bumpy, but be careful about running too far wide as well. Use that drain as our next braking point in a nice straight line. Again, we're in the sort of an awkward hairpin type thing. So I go for second gear for this one because you can take a little bit more speed and you can run a little bit wide as well. This is why second I think is a little bit better. You can run all of that wide on the left hand side, but it is being careful because you will get a little bit bumpy out there. Now, whatever that thing is probably our braking point and turning point. You see, I don't actually brake here, and this is where it goes wrong for this corner. So brake into that corner third gear and then brake again where I'm braking now, and because you would have shrugged off the few speeds, you won't run wide like I do here. This cost me an enormous amount of time because really I need to be getting back on apex and back on power, but I'm not, so I'm very, very compromising in the run down the hill. This is how I do you want to make a break it. See, I'm braking more here into the corner, and that is different. That 1 or 2 mile an hour slower enables me to brake a little bit easier into this corner. You see, I still do aim for a late apex, but at this point the speed is much, much slower, and I can turn it in, and the car is responding to that nice late apex. I still end up probably in about the same place on exit, but I'm not too worried because this little kink here is absolutely flat out. So make sure you do it the second way I do it, not the first way. Coming down the hill now, this is probably the section of the circuit where you can actually see most of the circuit, which is really, really nuts. But we're using the gravel trap here on the left-hand side again as our braking point. This is downhill braking zone, quite steep. So this is why I'm braking very, very early. You don't want to lock a tyre through here. Most important corner on the circuit because it leads onto the longest straight. First gear through this one. Loads of curb here because it is quite nicely cambered on there, and full throttle. You can run wide a little bit there. If you touch the gravel trap, it will be an off track, but bring the car over to the left-hand side because this last corner is actually sort of a left kink, and it can shock you out because that wall on the right-hand side does appear quickly. So make sure you, after the exit there, make sure you bring it over to the left and you should be absolutely golden. Done and dusted. It's a very quick lap round here. It's very snug. It's very easy to lock a tyre into the braking zone. It's very easy to lose the rear end in turn ones. It's going to be a challenging circuit, and then you throw multi-class into this, it is going to be absolutely insane. Very rewarding circuit if you do get it right. As mentioned, this would probably be my fastest lap had I not had that huge mistake at turn 15, but I like showing my mistakes because then you can make sure you guys don't do them as well. Always brake before that little kink, and that's my key round there, turn 10 I think it is. Always brake into that turn little kink and you'll be absolutely golden. Otherwise, I think that's me done and dusted. If this did help you out, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I love your YouTube stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one.